Today is 811 Day, August 11th, a natural reminder to call 811 before you dig. And it's National 811 Day, so it serves as a natural reminder to call 811 prior to any kind of excavation activity. 811 is a three-digit number that's nationwide. You can call that number anywhere you are in the United States. You call that number, and it's a call before you dig number. Essentially, it's that simple, just calling those three digits before you dig. And what we do is we take that information from a homeowner or a professional excavator, and we communicate that information to the utility companies that have facilities on your property or wherever the case may be. Well, this year we're making a special effort to reach homeowners to let them know how important it is to call 811 before you dig, because you never know what's on your own property. No one has x-ray vision. So we can see the moon, but of course we can't see 2 inches underneath the ground. So that's why it's so important to call 811 before you dig.
Tell us about your personal experience with this.
Well, unfortunately, I have to admit, years ago before I was involved in damage prevention, I was planting a tree in my backyard. And of course, I didn't call 811. I figured I knew where everything was on my property. So I started doing my digging, thought I hit a root, ended up being my telecom line. I chopped that thing right in half because, again, I thought it was a root. So I'm out of my telecom services, and I had to pay that telecom service to come repair my line. It really doesn't make any difference, I'll be honest with you, because you never know how deep those underground facilities are. In the instance I provided earlier, I was only about 6 inches deep in the ground. So never assume you know how deep those underground facilities are. Whether or not you're installing a mailbox or planting a tree, shrubbery, a fence, any type of excavation activity like that, make sure you call 811. It's a free call. It's like, why would you not do that? You could get into an electric line, a gas line. All utilities are important, so certainly you don't want to hit one of those lines. Again, it could cause outages for your neighborhood, yourself, or more importantly, it could cause even death if you get into the wrong utility line. So it's always important. It's a law. Make sure you call 811. Again, it just takes a little bit of planning to call ahead of time.
If a homeowner does hit one of these lines, who's responsible to pay for it?
You, the homeowner, is responsible for that. If you didn't call 811, you are responsible for that damage.
And how much approximately would that be?
It varies. It depends on what type of utility it is. I mean, it could come into thousands of dollars. Again, I used to work for a telecom company, and we had fiber optic cable. Very expensive to hit a fiber optic cable. But again, you don't want to knock out vital service to you or your neighbors. Every color is nationwide, makes no difference. Those colors are going to mean the same thing. Red is going to be your power line. Yellow is going to be your natural gas line. Orange is going to be your telecom line. Blue is going to be your water line. So anyway, each one of those colors, and green represents your sewer line. After you call 811, what can you expect? Well, the utility companies are going to send a professional locator to come out and locate those underground facilities. They're going to mark it with paint and or flags, and they're going to mark it with various colors, and each one of those colors represents a different type of underground facility. And typically, they're only going to mark up to their metering point. So keep that in mind. They're not going to mark your private utilities, but they'll mark up to that metering point. For instance, at my house, I have a gas meters next to the house. They're going to mark up to that point. Electric meters on the side of my house. My water meter, on the other hand, is out at the street. So they're going to mark up to that point. So between that water meter and my house, that's my private facility. That will not be marked. So keep that in mind. Every 9 minutes in the United States, an underground utility is damaged because someone didn't call 811. Well, we're asking homeowners if at all possible to put white paint, flags, a stake, something like that, where you propose on doing that excavation activity, because what that'll help the locators to ascertain exactly where you're going to be digging on your property, to where your entire property won't be marked up with paint or flags. So it certainly helps the locators out to be more efficient to move on to the next locate request. And I want to emphasize, if you're having someone dig on your property, make sure that you have that firm actually call in the locate request, because again, you don't want to knock out vital services or get someone hurt in your neighborhood. So make sure your contractor has a locate request if they're working on your property.
Can the homeowner make that 811 call?
The homeowner can make the call, but we highly encourage the actual excavator to make the call. Most people are surprised to learn there are more than 100 billion feet of underground utilities in the United States. This equates to more than one football field's length of buried utilities for every man, woman, and child in the country, according to our organization. And we're dedicated to protecting the safety and people who dig near underground utility lines. Check our website, Louisiana811.com, has a lot of good information on there.